Thank you, Dave. What a wonderful evening to celebrate the success of the Now and Always campaign and how Ferris State University is indeed changing lives in Big Rapids, Grand Rapids, in our great state, and in our great nation. You know, when Dave became president of Ferris, and the very first business and industry he visited was Americam. And it was such a privilege for us to have him visit. And from that very first meeting, we began to discuss how important the emphasis was on Ferris students and our collaboration for so many years since 1972. And from that very first meeting, he never wavered. Every meeting we had thereafter was a meeting that discussed his caring and concern for the students of Ferris. He never wavered. That was significant and important and a lesson for many of us. And when I think about it now, after all these years, and the fact that he was so consistent, it also meant that he placed high importance on fulfilling the mission of Ferris State University, and he strives to ensure that Ferris State University provides everyone, absolutely everyone, the opportunity to discover their passion, their talent, and their interests. From that first meeting, I knew that Ferris State University was blessed with a servant leader. I knew that he would move Ferris forward in a new and creative way, and in doing so, would teach us how to continue that mission. Doing this takes a very special person, someone who can inspire everyone at all levels to really embrace and believe what they can do, and also to know that there may be opportunities and challenges ahead, to be aware of that and to be ready for that. You've probably heard him say, and I quote, "This is what we strive to do every day at Ferris, helping students to move forward in their education, in their career, and in life." Dave embodies that spirit of Ferris Forward, and I encourage all of us to do everything that we can. I believe that Ferris State University is truly on the cusp of something even greater, something even more transformational. And it stems from the leadership of President Dave Eisler and the way that he has led this great institution. Recently, I had the chance to listen to many people from many walks of life describe President Eisler and the positive impact that he had on their life. And it was striking to me, it was remarkable. There was a common theme. They would talk about how President Eisler would sit with them, listen, be attentive to them, know in each and every situation their own individual life experience. And he would humbly be of service to them. He would offer that service to them. That truly takes a very special person to do that. And it's been very valuable, and as everyone was discussing that, it was important for them because they knew that that interaction was important for them to believe in themselves and that they could achieve things that they never thought possible. And they expressed that, all of them expressed that in their own individual way. They were changed for the better. If there's one thing that I've learned through the years, it's that one's undivided attention is a rare and valuable gift. And it really shows you that your thoughts are valued, your beliefs are valued, and most importantly, you are valued. And that has been my experience with President Eisler through all these years. The upcoming video that you're about to enjoy will share just some of the ways that President Eisler has led this great university and will continue leading forward, and how his leadership has really driven this successful campaign, transforming Ferris State University and its people.
In his 19 years of service, Dave Eisler has led Ferris State University through considerable change and expansion. He not only has advanced the university's mission, but has built on the opportunities that create educational value for students and economic impact for the communities those students go on to serve.
Throughout his tenure as president, Dave Eisler has demonstrated his unwavering support for our students and commitment to making a Ferris State University education accessible and affordable. Dave's extraordinary passion for our students and steadfast belief in Ferris's mission is exemplified through his leadership on the Ferris Foundation Board of Directors.
The foundation has really grown by more than $100 million in Dave's time. The foundation had an impact when it was $18 million, but imagine the impact it has today at $100 million plus larger than that. And so there are things that we can do, students that we can bring here, students that we can help in numbers and scale that were almost unimaginable 18 years ago.
And the synergy generated by Dr. Eisler has had a direct impact on the Ferris Foundation. We've experienced tremendous growth, enhanced by the birth of the comprehensive Now and Always campaign. There's a focus of 3 priorities: investing in students, program expansion and innovation, and also building partnerships.
Ferris's Now and Always comprehensive campaign reinforces Dave Eisler's tireless support of students, faculty, and staff. It ensures that the core value of opportunity is constant now and always, and upholds Ferris's prominence in delivering high-quality, innovative education. Dave's successful efforts in advocating for state and private support to enhance teaching and learning have resulted in the institution securing historic levels of support that will transform Ferris for many years to come.
In 2017, I was inducted into the Welding Hall of Fame with several of my industry colleagues. And uniquely, Dave was also inducted into the Welding Hall of Fame. One of the major contributions to Dave's Hall of Fame induction was the ability to work with the state government to raise the funds for the Swan Annex, which led to world-class laboratory facilities for both welding and manufacturing. These state funds, in combination with private donations, helped meet the goals of the Now and Always campaign. We have had shovels in the ground multiple times in the last 3 years. These projects include the Swan Annex for welding and manufacturing, the Center for Virtual Learning, and the Center for Athletic Performance.
David Eisler's enthusiastic support of KCAD's mission and involvement in the West Michigan community have appreciably raised the visibility, credibility, and influence of the college. The spectacular renovation of the Woodbridge and Ferris building, the former federal building, would not have been possible without Dave's keen aptitude for connecting with and inspiring donors to support this impactful project. Dave's leadership in Ferris State University's acquisition of the UICA, the Urban Institute for Contemporary Arts, is yet another symbol of true collaboration with our West Michigan donor community and the difference such partnerships can make for our students and the community.
Dave also has been the motivating force for facilitating the growth of multifaceted partnerships that represent his and the university's resilient investment in providing opportunities for underserved and underrepresented groups, particularly in West Michigan.
The Jim Crow Museum is the nation's largest publicly accessible collection of race objects. We use those objects to teach tolerance and promote social justice. Not every university in this country would have the courage to build a facility, a needed facility. But this university did, and it did in large part because President Eisler led that effort. And because of his leadership, the Jim Crow Museum is now home to politicians, police officers, corporate leaders, church groups, and others who want to do the thing that unfortunately many Americans don't want to do, and that's to talk deeply about race relations, and racism.
The Now and Always Comprehensive campaign truly represents the incredible power of philanthropy in changing students' lives at Ferris and creating a world-class university. One of the extraordinary successes of the comprehensive campaign has been the Ferris Future Scholarship Challenge, which to date has now created $22 million in scholarship endowments. Through convergence of vision and resources, the Ferris Future Scholarship has enabled so many deserving and hardworking students to pursue their dream of a Ferris education without incurring significant debt.
So when I think about scholarships and what it does for a student experience is it helps them, and every dollar helps. So the more we can put into the student's account to be able to help them focus on their studies, the better off we're going to help them get through, not only to, but through their education. And so if we're able to find scholarship dollars, we can help them, maybe a little this year, maybe a little more next year, but it helps them focus on a major or helps them focus on some kind of practice or something that they want to go into. And the other thing I think it does is when a student receives a scholarship, I think they're more inclined to turn around later and say, someone helped me, so now I can reach back and help someone else.
The Ferris Youth Initiative is a program started here at Ferris more than a decade ago, which tries to make sure that our students who are aged out of foster care have mentors, the mentors they need to be successful. We've changed lives with that program. I'm very pleased that Dave and Patsy Eisler gave a gift to that program, a significant gift that was matched by the university, which helps us to sustain that program, a program that changes lives.
He also is an incredible supporter to our TIP students, and TIP is the tuition incentive program. He single-handedly oftentimes is in the legislature advocating for the students to be able to find the resources, or for the government to be able to find the resources to give to our students, because he knows that it's life-changing. And the access that the students have through an education at Ferris really is something that can make a huge difference in their lives.
Without Dave's relentless drive, determination, and enthusiastic support of Ferris, our historic Now and Always comprehensive campaign, and the absolutely amazing generosity of our supporters, the campaign would not be the monumental success it is today. Dave has tirelessly devoted his time and his energy to connecting with thousands of Ferris alumni, friends, and donors to encourage their involvement.
The members, the volunteers that step forward to help out with raising the funds are key. And he was able to put a great team of volunteers together. And each one of us had a passion for Ferris in one way or another. Some of us who went to Ferris, some of us who didn't go to Ferris, but every single one of us had a passion for Ferris and wanted to see the university take that next step in being able to raise the funds that were going to be needed to help drive the university into the future. And Dave, lots of credit to him for putting that team together and allowing us to work together and bringing everybody's diverse talents together to help make this campaign the success that it was, because we've met and exceeded our goal.
The synergy that happens at this university because of Dave Eisler, a known partnership builder, it's just incredible. And every time I'm around him, I think to myself, whatever he's talking about, I want in. Pick me. I'm there, because it is so exciting. It's just the enthusiasm to drive this.
I think one of the things that has made Dave so impactful in raising funds for the university has been the amount of time he's been here. He's used those years well. He has built deep relationships. Really, when you look at what Dave has been able to accomplish in this last decade, it was the foundations that he laid from the 7 years previous to that. And you can't get that any way other than to have put the 17 years in. And so I think it's truly extraordinary what he's been able to accomplish. It wasn't just by the virtue of the fact that he was here all those years, it's what he did with those years.
His work to champion fundraising at Ferris and encourage others to do the same has made a critical difference in the course of the campaign and the funds it has made available to the students.
His work contributes to that transformational part of our education at Ferris, and his efforts have made a significant difference in the lives of many, many students. He'll always be remembered for the ways he supported students with his time, his energy, and his talents.
Dave's leadership in fundraising and his unique ability to engage all members of the Ferris family in our efforts have been extremely powerful in extending the university's reach and impact across the state, region, and nation. I know of no one who believes in Ferris more than Dave Eisler. He has led us to this amazing point in the university's history where the value of philanthropy has been amplified and its impact will be realized for many, many years to come.
Thank you. Thank you. You all are most kind. It's very difficult to say anything, but please be seated. Thank you so much, Stephanie, and everyone who spoke. It's been our honor and privilege to be a part of Ferris State University. We've received every bit as much as we've tried to give. I wanted Patsy here because she's been my partner, my best friend, my sweetheart, every step of the way. And she is the true First Lady of Ferris.